My dear students, welcome back to the lectures of data structures. In this video lecture, we are going to discuss about Prim's algorithm. In the previous video lecture, we have seen the introduction part of spanning trees. So there I told you there are two important algorithms which are used for constructing spanning trees. So spanning tree can be constructed by using several algorithms. But there are two important algorithms which we are going to discuss now. They are Prim's algorithm and Kruskal's algorithm. But in this video lecture, we will restrict to Prim's algorithm only. And in the next video lecture, we will see Kruskal's algorithm. But here in this video lecture, we are going to discuss about Prim's P-R-I-M-S, Prim's algorithm. Okay, Prim's algorithm. So we will see now. First, initially what we have to do is, the question will be asked like this. Construct a minimum spanning tree by using Prim's algorithm. So the graph like this will be given to you. The graph will be given like this to you. And they asked you to construct a minimum spanning tree by using this graph. So now what we have to do? We have to here we have taken adjacency matrix. We will see, we will understand how we have taken adjacency matrix. In the previous lectures also we understood how we have taken adjacency matrix. So how many vertices are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 vertices are there. That's why we have taken 7 numbers horizontally as well as vertically. So 7 nodes we have taken horizontally and vertically. We will see. We will fill the values of matrix here. Suppose we will go to the node V1 and that one, what we will do? We will observe what are the directly nodes that are connected to V1. So V2, V4 and V3. V2, V4 and V3 they are directly connected, and we will observe the weights given for those edges. So to move from V1 to V4, the edge given is 4. That we have to take and that we have to fill here. Here we have taken 4. From V1 to V4 given weight is 2. From V1 to V3 given value is 5. Like that we have to fill all the values in the matrix. Similarly you see for V2, very directly connected vertices are V1, V4 and V5. So we filled only V1, V4 and V5 values. This is how we will take the values of adjacency matrix. And it is not mandatory to construct adjacency matrix, and if you construct matrix also, no problem. Then we will go for our procedure, general procedure, how to construct a minimum spanning tree. So what we will do here, our first step is for the given graph, I will point out, from the given graph, I will point out all the vertices first of all. So what are the 7 vertices we are having in the graph? That's why I have pointed out 7 nodes, 7 vertices like this. So that is our first step. After completing that, we will go to second step. In the second step, we will start from any of the vertices given in the graph. Since in the alphabetical order, which is convenient for us, we are starting from V1. And you see here from V1 we will observe the adjacent ones. Adjacent means what? Adjacent means that are directly connected to V1. We will take all the directly connected ones, and among them we will compare which one is having the lowest cost weight. Weight in the sense what? Suppose for traveling from V1 to V2 the weight is given 4. V1 to V4 the weight is given as 2. From you see here V1 to V3 the weight is given as 5. Like that weights are given. Among them 4, 2 and 5, among these things we will select the least cost weight. When compared to all, here V1 to V4 is the least cost weight. That's why I have selected that one, and I have taken this. I have connected this here. So this is how I am going to connect. Now we reach to the. Now we are here. We are reached to the vertex V4. Now from vertex V4, I will observe. So I observe from V4. What are the directly connected ones? The thing is that for V4, each and every node is directly connected. Why? Because V4 is located at center V4 is center node. Each and every node in the graph is directly connected. That's why among all of them, I will choose a least cost one, which is having least cost. Among all of them, V2. V4 to V2 is the least cost one. That's why I have selected V4 to V2 here. I have drawn an edge between V4 to V2. So here we are going to construct minimum spanning tree, right? So what is our objective of minimum spanning tree? We have to take all the vertices in the graph. So in the minimum spanning tree, all the vertices must be there, which is given in the graph. But we are going to reduce the number of edges. Vertices are different, edges are different. Your spanning tree must contain all the vertices given in the graph. But we are reducing only the number of edges. And see here, now we will come to fourth step. Since after that we came to the vertex V2. From V2 we will verify the adjacent nodes. Which one is having the least cost? Which one is having the least cost? We will see here. At V2 the least cost one is adjacent nodes are these things. And among them, which one is having lowest weight? V4 is having the lowest weight. Since V4 is already connected right here, V4 is already connected. That's why we are not going for V4 again. And V4 is connected, V1 is also connected. That's why we are going for this one, V5. V2 to V5 we have got connected. See, V2 to V5 we have connected. Okay. And now from V5 we will verify again. Suppose from V5 if I take the adjacent ones, from V5 we take the adjacent ones. So what are the adjacent nodes for V5, V4, V2 and V7? Among all of them, which is having the least cost weight? This one, 2. 2 is here. Okay. 2 is here. So V2 is having the least cost weight. But we are not going to take V2. V2 is already connected, and we will take now V4. V4 is having the least cost weight, right? So if I connect V4, what happens? I am not taking V4. Why? Because if I connect V4, circuit will get formed. So please remember, while constructing a minimum spanning tree, if you are going to connect any edge, if you are going to choose any least cost edge, you please make sure that should not form a circuit. Though it is a least cost edge, you should not take that. Why? Because if it forms a circuit, that will not be called as a minimum spanning tree. In the minimum spanning tree, actually the concept of tree is that which should not have loops. Since if anything will form, if any edge you select here, if that thing will form a circuit, that will not be called as a tree. That's why we are not selecting this one also. We are not selecting this one also. I am not selecting V5 to V4 also. And I can connect V5 to V7. But the cost is 9 here. Cost is 9. I am not taking the cost 9 here. Why? Because I will compare. I can connect this vertex. I can connect this V7 with either V4 or V6 or V5. I will go for the alternates. Why I have to take the weight of 9? If I connect with V4, how much the weight will be? If I connect with V6, how much the weight will be? Anyhow, that vertex must get connected to that tree. And that too with least cost, it has to get connected. That's why I am checking for the alternatives here. I have not connected V5 to V7 because the cost is high here when compared to the other ones. Now we can connect V7 either with V4 or V6. So if I connect with V4, the cost is 7. If I connect with V6, the cost is 6. Better we can connect that with V6. We can connect with V6. So we can connect now that with V6. Either the next step is we can connect this with V6. And here we have not gone to V7. Here they gone to V4. Why? Because alphabetical wise we have gone to V4. So from V4 we have selected the adjacent ones. From V4 we have selected the adjacent ones. Adjacent ones. Everything is adjacent one. But already V1, V2, V5 they are already connected. V3, V6 these things are not connected. Now if we compare these three things, which one is having the least cost? V6 is having the least cost. That's why I connected V6. See here I have connected V6. And it is not mandatory that you have to connect only V4. You have to go for V3 like that. But the thing is that you have to select the minimum path from source to the last node. Whatever it can be the last node, whatever it might be the source. You can select any node as a source node and you can select any node as a destination, but minimum path should be there. No circuit should get formed. So finally we reach to the vertex V6, and there are only two unconnected vertices we are having. We need to connect them also. So we will see what are the possible things for V6. What are the adjacent nodes for V6? Adjacent nodes for V6 is V3. See here in the diagram, V3 and V7. Which one is having the least cost? V3 is having the least cost. So that's why I will connect V3. So I have connected V3 here, and we need to connect only V7. V7 is remaining. I will observe all the V7 adjacent nodes here, V5, V4 and V6. If I observe each and every one, I came to a conclusion that the thing is better we can connect that V7 with V6. Okay, better we can connect that V7 with V6. Then only that will be the least cost edge for the V6. That's why I have connected V7 with the V6. So anyhow, you see the final diagram here. We have connected all the vertices. Our tree is containing all the vertices. But each and every node is connected with the least cost edge. Okay. So it is not. The thing is that you have to connect all the nodes in the graph only with the least cost weights. No circuit should be formed here. You see here there are no circuits here. Okay. Each and every part you observe here. Is there any circuit? What do you mean by circuit? If I connect a node from V1 to V3, here it forms a circuit, right? It forms a circuit, closed loop. Closed loop should not be there. So make sure that you should not have any closed loops, and all the vertices which are given in the graph must be present. All the 7 vertices are here. All the 7 vertices must be there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All the vertices are there. We have reduced the edges. Unnecessary edges we have removed. Why? Because if it is a graph, that will be the closed loop. If it is a tree, we will not have closed loops. Tree structure will be like this. Okay. So we have covered all the vertices and we have not formed any in this graph. There is no any closed loops. And finally, this will be the diagram for. This will be the minimum spanning tree for given graph by using Prim's algorithm. Okay. So this is the procedure. Please go through this video, and if you have any doubts, please make a comments through Google Classroom or any communication channel. I will stop this stage. We will discuss the next Kruskal's algorithm in the next video lecture.